Yeah, so I think that what our results show is that the levels of bias towards disabled and older people in Cornwall within the business community are fairly typical of the general public across the UK. And so I think that the attitudes towards disabled and older people that we find here within Cornwall would be reflective of the wider business community across the UK, yeah. So I think that one of the first things is that we need to rethink. We need to rethink our current strategies to unconscious bias, in particular to activities like unconscious bias training. We need to be clearer about what we're doing, what we expect it to achieve, and whether it does achieve those things that we wanted it to. I mean, the obvious thing is that we want it to reduce bias, right? So often we do unconscious bias training, but there's no real attempt to measure whether bias reduced as a result of that, i.e. whether the unconscious bias training was actually effective at doing anything other than making us feel good. And so I think that we do need to really quite radically rethink our approaches to equality, diversity and inclusion training, unconscious bias training, these kind of activities. No, we can't quit doing it. We need to keep doing it, but we need to really rethink the ways in which we do it. It needs to become much more embedded within everything that we do, rather than a kind of an afterthought. Often at the moment, when you join a company, you'll do some equality, diversity and inclusion training as part of the mandatory training when you first join, along with, you know, fire safety and how to set up your desk, those kind of things. And it's kind of, that's it then, it's ticked, you've ticked the box and it's done. Whereas it needs to be something that you continuously kind of go back to and revisit. You need to kind of really be conscious, constantly trying to be conscious. I think you need to try and go from being unconsciously biased to consciously unbiased.